Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're watching this video, whether you are a soon-to-be mommy, a new mommy, a dad, or a soon-to-be daddy, a grandpa, grandma, sister, brother, whoever it is who's watching this video, welcome. And I'm sure whoever you are watching this video for is going to thank you when you give them this information. So if this is your first time seeing my face, hi, my name is Malaysia. I am a 24-year-old new mommy to my beautiful 4-month-old baby girl, and my labor was induced. It was my first baby, so it was very different than I thought it would be, but not unbearably different, if that makes any sense. So being induced, I didn't know whether or not, I would just pack the normal things in my hospital bag. If you do want to see I don't have a what's in my hospital bag video, but you'll find out everything that I had in my hospital bag and everything that I recommend that you have in your hospital bag if you are being induced. Being induced isn't too different from the traditional labor from the videos that I've seen. The main difference is the amount of time you spend in the hospital. So when you are being induced, and if you want to see anything about my induction process or my thoughts on how my labor and delivery went, I have two videos. The first video being a mini vlog of me in the hospital, and the second video being a longer video of me explaining everything that went on in the hospital. So you can check those videos out. I will link them in the iCards, and I will also link them down in the description box. So today I want to give you guys the items that I definitely think you should have in your hospital bag, and at the end of this video I want to give you some tips for how to deal with or go through the induction process, just to help you have a better mindset about it, because surprisingly there aren't many videos like this telling you, the specific things that might be handy while you are being induced. The number one item I have on this list, because it was the first thing that I ran out of during my whole hospital stay, which overall I think was 5 days in the hospital, is snacks. I ran out of snacks so quickly. I didn't pack a ton of snacks for myself. I mainly packed snacks that my husband likes, which was probably where we went wrong, because I very much underestimated the amount of snacks we needed. I definitely recommend, if you are being induced, to pack snacks, because like I said, we were there for almost 3 days, and you do get 3 meals. So they will give you a menu, and for the majority of the time you are being induced, you can eat. So before you start, I'm pretty sure it's the Picatin or Picatin or whatever you call it, before you start that, you can actually eat. So, and believe me, you are going to want to eat all during this time, because there's no time that you are going to be hungrier than the time when you're told that you actually cannot eat. So I definitely recommend having enough snacks and enough food there for both you and your hubby, so that way you have plenty of food to snack on. So once they tell you, oh, you can't eat, you're not really that hungry. The next thing is that you are going to want to have in your hospital bag is a given. This is a going home outfit for you and your baby. This will be in every hospital bag. Of course, your baby can wear whatever the hospital has them in, because they will put your baby in like a little gown, especially depending on the weather. I highly recommend that you pack your own outfit for your baby, and of course pack something for yourself. And for yourself, you want it to be very comfortable, not too tight, but you just want to be very comfortable. For me, for my going home outfit, I had actually only packed a dress, kind of. It was just like a night dress, and then some shorts to go under it, like some biker shorts. Now I had my baby in September, which was beginning of fall, but it ended up being so rainy the day that I went home that I was actually very cold, and I didn't pack any jackets. So make sure you pack light if it is fall and you do live in an area that tends to be very rainy or snow early. Pack something comfortable but still warm enough. The next thing is something to do. I definitely underestimated the amount of time that it was going to take, that the induction process was going to take. Luckily, I had packed enough. I packed mainly for the after process, like the days after, you know, when I'll have my baby. I did take my Nintendo Switch, so I recommend having something that you like to do at home, you know, something that you're not just forcing yourself to do. I like to read, so I took a book. I took my Nintendo Switch. My husband did have his computer, so he was doing homework. I could watch a movie if I wanted to, but also in our room we did have a TV, so I was able to watch TV, which was honestly what I spent a majority of my time doing, was just watching TV. I did read a little bit, and then the tiny bit of filming, just talking to my husband, little bits of phone calls, things like that. You definitely want to have a toothbrush and toothpaste, hair ties, chapstick, non-scented lotions, hand sanitizer, although they do have it at the hospital. It's just easier if you don't have to constantly get up and go to the hand sanitizer, so just having some by you, because there are going to be so many hands in and out of your hospital room that you're gonna want to put on hand sanitizer, okay? Your ID, insurance, nipple cream, Dermaplast, and Tux witch hazel pads or wipes. I packed these because I know some people say that your hospital will give them to you. My hospital didn't give them to me, so I was happy that I packed them. A blanket for your baby. And now we're going to get into the items that I have as extras, or that you should definitely make sure you have that don't necessarily go into your bag. So the thing that I have that doesn't go into your bag is, of course, the car seat. You will not be able to leave the hospital unless you have the car seat. The nurses will check and make sure the car seat is put in correctly. Ours actually was not, and we do have the Graco Snug Fit or Snug Ride car seat that just snaps into the base and then snaps into the stroller, and we actually didn't have our base hooked up right in the car, so the nurse did help us put that in correctly. So make sure you have a car seat, and make sure you have your nurse check it out and make sure everything is fit and good to go if they don't already do that. Photo props. This goes for if you want to take photos of your baby. Now, if you are going to take photos of your baby and you want to, you know, dress them up, I definitely suggest you would pack the outfit that you want to dress them up in. Maybe won't be the same outfit as the going home outfit, just because you'll want the going home outfit to be something a little more comfortable or easy to change, you know, while you are in the process of getting ready to go home. And I also recommend that if you are going to bring baby clothing, that you bring 2 different sizes. So for me personally, my baby, I was told at my last ultrasound that my baby was about 7 pounds, like 12 ounces, almost 8 pounds. And I was so worried that my baby was actually going to be bigger than this when she was born. So I actually packed newborn and 0 to 3 months clothing, and I was glad that I did, because my baby actually came out smaller than what they said she would be. So just have a little bit of wiggle room for your baby to come out a bit bigger or a bit smaller than what they say your baby will be at your last ultrasound. Bring diapers. This is as an extra because of course you will be given plenty of pads, plenty of underwear for yourself. And me personally, I did use the hospital underwear. What I did, and you can find all of this information in my postpartum essentials video. A gown, of course, in the extra area, because hospitals always give you a gown to wear, but they may not be the most comfortable gown to wear, and they do have plenty of gowns on Amazon that you can check out. As long as it opens up in the front, I'm pretty sure is all that matters. Blanket and pillow, this is more so for the husband, because in my hospital at least they did provide some pillows for him. We had very nice nurses. They did give him some pillows. He was able to get an extra pillow, but his blanket was kind of thin. Luckily for us, it wasn't too cold in the hospital, so he didn't need the blanket, but we did bring one just in case. We just didn't put it inside our bag. We just kind of left it in the car, so if he needed it, he could have ran down and get it if he chose to. Now we can get on to the tips of this video. The main tip that I have, and this tip is something I don't even think is a tip, it's just something for you to think about, because when I was in the hospital, my first nurse asked me why was I being induced, because it's a question that they have to ask during their little questionnaire, you know, asking if you smoke or things like that. She asked me why was I being induced, and I honestly did not have an answer for her because I personally didn't even know why I was being induced. It was just kind of something my doctor said we were gonna do and then just scheduled very quickly. It wasn't really something that we talked about whether I wanted to be induced or not. So my tip for you, or something for you to think about, is if you even want to be induced, it is a choice, even if it's not presented as a choice. The next thing is to be flexible, but know what you need to have that's important. I say this because being induced or just labor in general isn't always what you think it's gonna be. So for me, I had a whole different idea of how my induction process or how my labor and delivery was going to go. Just know what you want to happen that is going to happen, and make sure that your partner, your husband, your mom, whoever is with you, that they know this. So that way if the doctor is doing something that you don't really want to happen, but you know we're getting ready to have a baby, so we're not really thinking of it, that way he can speak and say, look, this is what she wants, this is what's gonna happen. The next thing is to know that not all epidurals work. So one thing that I was slightly aware of but not very aware of was how an epidural worked. I knew that it was supposed to numb you and you weren't supposed to be able to walk. However, I was still able to wiggle my toes and move my legs. I was still able to sit up and scoot back, do everything like that. And towards the end, like when it was time for me to give birth, I was feeling the pressure. I was feeling a lot of pressure that was so close to pain. Just know that epidurals aren't the same for everyone, but they also aren't as scary as everyone makes it seem. Keep that in mind. The next thing I have, and I think this is something all moms, whether this is your first child, your fifth child, you're being induced, you're not being induced, I think this is something all moms should know that they have the power to do, and that is to kick people out. Whether it's your husband, your mom, your sister, your mother-in-law, the nurse, anyone who is not giving you the type of energy that you need while you are going through this process, whether you're being induced, whether you're just fully going through labor, or whether you're about to push that baby out, know that you can kick them out. You have that power to make them leave the room or request another nurse if it suits you. Luckily, I had very nice nurses. My husband was the most supportive I have ever seen him, so I didn't really have to worry about that. But if you are someone you already know, if you have toxic people in your life, or if you come across a toxic nurse, kick them to the curb. Get your rest. Me personally, I was in a state of excited and nervous in the hospital during the induction process, so I didn't spend as much time sleeping as I should have. The last tip that I have is a tip for when you are about to leave the hospital, and that is to get everything that you can from the hospital. I mean, when the lactation doctor comes, if she wants to see the baby on the nipple, if you're breastfeeding, do that. She will ask a couple times. You can call her anytime while you're in the hospital. Call her every time if you want to while she's feeding. I did not call my lactation doctor at all. She actually didn't see Melody nursing, and I feel like if I had have called her, I probably would have been breastfeeding a little bit longer, or a lot longer than I did initially. So take advantage of every opportunity that the hospital gives you. The sleep, the lactation doctor, medicine, any doctor, anything that they give you. Ask for extra pads, ask for extra ice packs, ask for extra underwear. When you go home, ask for nipple cream, because they can give you some samples of nipple cream, so ask for this. Ask for anything that the hospital can give you. They will tell you that you can take the baby wipes home, any diapers that's in the drawers, any clothing that's in the drawers, any baby blankets that's in the drawers, take it all. Okay, just take it all. That's all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to this point, believe me when I say it means the most to me, and it would mean even more to me if you could hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get this YouTube channel monetized so bad. It is my dream to be able to do YouTube and just stay at home with my baby, and it means the world to me if you would help support that dream. It's free, but it would mean the world to somebody, to a mom like me. It means the world. So hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.